Okay, so today we're joined with Racheal Coyle. Rachel, you're the course coordinator for the Level 7 degree in Applied Industrial Science. Could you give us a background about the course?
Yeah, of course. So, um, this is a course that's run over 2 semesters, and it's an innovative approach. So it's a blend of workplace-based learning and then online learning. So you would take a number of kind of academic modules online, and they'd be delivered in the evening, and they'd all be recorded as well. And then you also would have some modules that are related to work that you're already doing in the workplace. So the idea here is that those that take the course, they're already working in a science industry. So, for example, the pharmaceutical industry, medical devices, or biopharmaceuticals. And it kind of blends together those two elements. So the workplace-based learning with the academic modules that are related to the industry in which they're working. And it's unique in that way, in that you can get your degree within the space of a year, your level 7 degree, and then you also are getting credit for work that you're doing within the workplace.
Very good. In relation to entry requirements, like these wouldn't be conventional students that would come on site for 3 or 4 years. So how do you actually gain access to this course?
So you already have to have a Cognitive Level 6 qualification, and then you have to be embedded within a relevant workplace as well. And that's because of that workplace-based learning component of the course. So this would suit someone that's working in medical devices, in the pharmaceutical industry, or biopharmaceuticals, and that wants to kind of move from a level 6 up to a level 7 qualification.
Very good. In relation to the fees then, is it on the student to pay for this, or how do the fees actually work?
So it would depend. So a student could choose to pay themselves, or if they're working within a workplace, their employer might choose to pay some of their fees or all of their fees, especially the fact that these students are already embedded within the workplace.
Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking of like career progression as well. So um, it would be fairly lucrative for the companies to sponsor the student. Did they typically tie them in for a period after that, or are they free to leave if they are sponsored?
So I suppose it would depend on the company itself and the policy that they have. In general, when companies do pay for students, they might have a clause in there that they have to remain within the company for a certain period of time. But I suppose it's good for the companies and it's good for the students too. So it allows students to, progress their career and get further qualifications. But for the companies as well, it allows them to progress their staff, and to kind of have some form of, I suppose, training embedded within, an academic setting.
From looking through this last night on the module descriptor, there are modules that are taught modules that are specific for, I suppose, different aspects of the industrial sector. But the more specific ones then that wouldn't be conventional are the ones dedicated to the workplace. Could you just give a brief overview of those workplace-based modules and
Yeah, of course.
what they entail?
Yes, there's two workplace-based modules. You take one in the first semester and a second one then in the second semester. Um, and as part of that module, students put together a portfolio. So in their portfolio, they kind of be putting together different, reflecting on work that they've done throughout the year, any certificates or achievements that they've had throughout the year. They'll be putting that in their portfolio and also putting together a reflective diary. And the idea is that they are kind of directing their own professional development throughout the year. They're reflecting on it and they're looking for maybe gaps in their professional development and how they can kind of progress as the year goes on. And I suppose what's unique is that that's work that they're already doing within the workplace, but they can then blend that with their course and get credit for work that they're already doing. And then there's also, presentations and reports. So you're working on additional skills as part of that module as well.
Very good. This is unusual as well in that it runs over 3 semesters. It runs over the summer as well, whereas conventional students wouldn't. What would the workload be like over that summer period?
So the level 8 course, so there's a level 7 and a level 8, and the level 8 will run over the summer in that it will have a project. With the level 7 course, it actually doesn't have to run over the summer because there's no project component. So the students they can complete all their kind of academic and work-based learning modules in first semester, runs up to Christmas, and then the second semester will finish around the end of June.
Oh, very good. So it is conventional in that format. The
Yeah,
level
it's
7.
conventional in that format, and that you can kind of, get it all done within 2 semesters.
Very good. And in relation to the workload, the balance, I suppose the fear that people have is that when you're in the workplace, it's hard to make time. Has there any feedback from the students that are currently on the program in relation to time management, or any areas that they're concerned about?
I suppose it is something that you need to take into account with any online study, but with this one in particular, because you're completing the course within the space of a year, that is, time management is something that you need to be conscious of throughout the year. But then there's also the benefit that those workplace-based modules that you're taking, you're doing a lot of that work in the workplace anyway, and then you're just kind of reflecting on it and writing additional reports. But I suppose it is an intensive year of study, but the benefit of that is that it's all done within the space of a year.
And just in relation to progression then, so I joined this course, I spent 2 semesters, I have my level 7 ordinary degree at this stage. Where can I go from here?
So, I mean, some people choose to finish after their level 7 and they, will continue to progress within their workplace. But some people choose to go on and do a level 8 honours degree. And we have a similar, applied industrial science course at level 8 here in Sligo as well. So that's something that a lot of people might choose to go on and do afterwards and then can progress. And that's also a year-long course. You can go from your level 6 to your level 8 within the space of 2 years by doing, first of all, the level 7 and then the level 8 applied industrial science.
And that is significantly different than what's available online at the minute. At the minute, conventionally, it takes 2 years to get the level 7, and that's if you enter level 6, and then an additional 2 years to get a level 8 honours degree. Racheal, thanks for your time coming in this evening, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again on the podcast soon.
Great. Thanks, Colin.